Hi folks, welcome to this two-man queue in Pauper. We're gonna play first one the die roll, and this hand looks pretty solid, so we'll definitely keep it. And let's see if our opponent mulligans. Kind of resize everything as we're waiting. He keeps on 7, so should be pretty solid here. Knight's Whisper on the play is perfectly reasonable. I don't believe we'll have to mulligan, or not mulligan, discard. And that's it. The only annoying thing is because of this buyback, we have to hit F6 every turn. And you can also see we're drawing a ton of lands here. Not very good for us. I think I will 7, 8, 9 play the land, so I will have to discard here. But I'm not gonna cry about it, and we just have way too many lands, so I'm gonna go ahead and pitch, or fetch and thin things out, and we'll go ahead and get rid of our other tapped land. It looks like we're gonna get an angler pretty soon. I have no idea what this opponent is doing. Chittering rats. So do I want to shuffle away a land? Yeah, I don't see any reason not to. And we'll just get rid of the swamp. I think since I already have the plains, I think I'll just get a mountain. Next turn, I think I'm just gonna bolt the rats and play angler. 5. Yeah, that seems fine. If it dies, we have Mortuary Mire, so we're not crying about that. I'll just hide what I can. So we're doing pretty well. We've played 4 spells to our opponent's 2 here. He ends up exiling the angler. So very similar decks. It looks like he's on some type of mono black control, splashing white for something. And we have really nothing to do. I'm gonna try and hold back the Mortuary Mire as long as I can. Maybe actually get some use out of it. This looks like Gray Merchant. Nope. 3, 5. We are a little ways away from being able to cast this with buyback. But if he just plays 2 guys, I'm probably happy to. We're very far behind on time, by the way. Well, okay, I'll cast my own Rager. Very similar type of decks here. Core Skyfisher, that looks pretty good. So I think I'll bounce the Prophetic Prism, and I'm still gonna hold back on the Mortuary Mire, because he's clearly gonna kill at least 1 creature here, so we can get some value. And even though it doesn't line up perfectly with our mana, I really don't care. Okay, he's cycling a bunch, so he's a little flooded. We kind of got through our flood with 3 Knight's Whisper, or just 2 rather, plus the Prism and the Rager, so here comes something fat. Well, I could Justice and then Edict him, but I think what I want to do instead is thin out, draw a card, and kind of draw things out a little bit. There's a Tarfire, so now we can just do it. Do it like so. I think this is fine. Get in for more damage. Cut his devotion down by a healthy amount. And start cracking in. Get a little bigger attack going. He's got more cards stockpiled, so we want to find more draw, but for now we want to get ahead on the board, create a snowball effect, get some tempo working in our favor. So looks like maybe Chittering Rats or something. Ooh, okay. Unmake. That still doesn't necessitate white mana. I don't know what the white mana is. So do I offer up a trade? Yes, because I have Mortuary Mire. I think that's what we want to do. And I also can just cast Evankar's Justice now. maybe not the best play, but we got to do something with our mana. He's yet to hit a Gray Merchant. Ooh, he's got Mortuary Mire too. He's going to get Gurmag Angler. So I think that means I have to save my... Oh, he's getting a Chittering Rats. But he knows we have Evankar's Justice in hand. Why would he do that? Very strange. So should I play into the... Evankar's Justice with my own guy? I think I will. I could just cast Justice here first, but I'm thinking I'd rather get both of his guys with it instead of having to cast it twice. He could be planning to play some kind of life gain. Yeah, that's fine. So I think I'll take the 2 damage, depending on what he does. If a Shinobi's coming in, of course we'll bolt, but... Yeah. So he did all of that just to set up his Shinobi, and it's not going to work out for him. It's a decent idea. He still should have gotten the Gurmag Angler with the Mortuary Mire. He knows the Justice is a big problem for him, but regardless, he should have gotten back the Angler. Now he's a little stuck. What's he going to do? Play out a guy a turn? Okay, this is... What is this? Okay. So we got to be very careful with this. If he has a second Rats, we don't get to Justice. If he has anything that makes us discard, we're kind of screwed. 4. Okay. Well, that hurts really bad. We're at 5 now. And we don't really have a choice here. We have to put ourselves dead to another Gray Merchant. And it's kind of looking like his deck is just a better version of our deck. We have better 1 mana removal, but... Ooh, okay, that's game over. So, yeah, we've got some problems here. This is a very grindy, attrition-based matchup that's going to involve a ton of 2-for-1s and card advantage, to the point that I'm not even sure we want 1-for-1s like Duress. I'm not sure we want that. We saw Grim Harvest, so Spell Bomb is a nice little bit of technology there. These could be quite useful, but I don't think we want to go up to 3 copies. I think 3 copies is a little excessive. This is a very narrow answer to Oubliette. He's playing white, so maybe he has even more enchantment removal. We could try out 1. It has the potential to get us 2-for-1s. There's not a lot here. I mean, obviously there's this card, which he might not be able to deal with, though he is splashing white for something. This could be a way to act as like a burn deck and try and take him out in that sense. What else do we have that's bad? We definitely don't consider our 1 mana removal bad. We don't consider our edicts bad. Mogg War Marshal doesn't really fight on the ground very well. It is a 2-for-1. It does eat up edicts and stuff, so maybe that's good enough, but that would give us 2 curses. And maybe that's something I definitely want to try out. And since we're here testing this deck, we might as well just give it a whirl. The Mogg War Marshal is not a bad idea either. It at least eats up some edicts. You can gang block a creature, and you can chump block Angler. I'm pretty much selling myself on the War Marshal, which means I would have to cut something now. Let's try Curse on the play, and if we manage to win, we can go back to War Marshal, but I really want to test this card out. I have a vague idea of how War Marshal will perform, but I don't have a good idea of how Curse will perform, so I think I'll lead on the Swamp. This is a tentative keep. We basically need at least a third land, a Prophetic Prism, or a white source, which would be a third land, I guess. So yeah, this is going to be kind of awkward. It's not a horrible keep, but it could punish us momentarily. Is he going to duress? Looks like he was going to cycle that or something. Maybe he has a second one. Okay, so this works out near perfectly. And we need to watch our time here. Drawing into a second Rager's quite good. Yeah. So maybe I Flame Slash and then Skyfisher. I kind of like the... Or I could Skyfisher and Edict, because we're not saving any mana on the Flame Slash this turn. So I think I'll Skyfisher Edict. And this just creates a tempo swing here, as you can see. We always are interested in keeping the devotion down, but we're also interested in again, starting the snowball effect. The more creatures we can resolve, the more problems he has to deal with limited time and limited mana. So he's got to start problem solving while at the same time he's trying to do all this stuff. So I think I'll go ahead and drop the second Edict, though I don't love doing that. And it looks like he's setting us up for a Shinobi potentially, so I'm probably just going to kill the Spectre also. Now I can do both. By both, I mean play Phyrexian Rager and kill it. And we draw another Flame Slash. So now our board state's looking really strong. And he may possess a sweeper, like a Crypt Rats or something, but... Ooh, Bajuka Bog hits pretty hard there, but he doesn't have a board. And if he just plays one guy, we can obviously deal with it. So if I draw an untapped land, I'm probably attacking, but I drew the Night's Whisper, so let's go ahead and run with that. Pretty strong draw. And I guess we'll just drop the Flame Slash. Leave the weirding around for potential angler. So this is tough for him. Again, I keep talking about this, but it's much easier for us to maintain our advantage than it is for him to overcome our advantage. He has 3 permanents to deal with. He's got life total considerations. He's got mana restrictions, though he is hitting all his land drops, so that's not necessarily too big of a problem. He has yet to remove a creature, so... And we've removed 3. And resolved 3, so we're just doing more than he is. Yep, this is not going to help. Though if he has a guy, it will help. So I guess I'm sacking one of my Ragers. Another great draw because we can combine it with our removal spell. Yep, hit our land drop. And that Pilferers, as long as it doesn't get discarded, will be pretty good for us. Okay, we've definitely started to equalize in terms of time management, so I'm very happy to see that. Here we'll sack another Rager. And he's just going to kill again. Nope, he's going to cast Grey Merchant. Okay, so that's going to help him stabilize a little bit. So do I want to draw the guaranteed creature or 2 cards? I think the creature's better, although... Yeah, I think the creature's better, so I'll just attack. This way I can block and box out his Shinobi. And I'm going to see a bunch of cards next turn, hopefully. I am going to pay a bit of a life cost for that, but the upside's pretty good. Yep. I need to F6 a lot more. That's my fault. Ooh, so what can I do with that? I have 6 mana. I think I actually want a Knight's Whisper first. Maybe find a 1 mana removal spell. And that is sick. So I technically could attack here. Yeah, I'm gonna Skyfisher and Angler. Skyfishing back the Prophetic Prism, I think, is ideal. Don't want to Skyfisher back the Pilferers, though it is worth considering. I think this just puts him closer to absolute murder, especially because we have Lightning Bolt, so we do have a lethal attack coming down next turn if he doesn't have a third Gary. It's possible that getting back to Pilferers was better, but okay. That's of no consequence. He doesn't have any attacks. I'm just going to force the block and attempt to go for the win here with my Lightning Bolt. Yep, that's gonna work, and we're off to game 3. So we just outperformed him in terms of our draws, our sequencing, board control, board position, resource accumulation. So I'm not even sure the Curse of the Pierced Heart would have helped us with any of that stuff. Especially on the draw, we're not going to be in that assertive, gain the initiative type position. So I think I'm going to leave those at home. And potentially just play something like Duress, which is, kind of underwhelming, but it does give us that information. This guy has no use. A 3/3 does potentially, that's actually not a terrible idea. The only problem is the 5 mana price tag. We really aren't interested in a 3/3 at that point. And again, I think 3 copies of Evankar's Justice is just overdoing it a bit. So our best card is probably Duress out of our remaining options. Not fantastic, but not all that bad either. We will get to be on the draw. That's something I should have considered, actually. I think this is a matchup where we could have opted to be on the draw in game 2. I'm not 100% on that decision, but for future reference, I'll have to keep that in mind. Now, a 1-lander on the draw that has a Duress, but desperately needs a second land, though it could be any land. We have 21 remaining in the deck, so like a 40% chance on each draw step. And we have the Duress. And if we have the second land, we draw a card, then bounce the Prism and draw another card. And we have ways to stay alive. So I think I'm going to err on the side of a little bit of risk. We know the Duress is likely to hit because it's our turn 1 play. Well, we actually drew the tapped land, so that's actually going to be our turn 1 play at this point in time. So that actually paid off. I could just fire the Duress. It depends. If I find a tapped land, I might fire the Duress. The Duress isn't going to do a ton right now. That is a tapped land, though. Or I can Prism, next turn, Skyfisher bounce the Prism. Maybe that's slightly better. I think it's probably better. Cool. So I also can duress lightning bolt and play a land. I think I am gonna do that. So he's got Unearth, Sign in Blood. He's got Barons, Angler, 2 Rager. The Sign in Blood is technically better for him. Next turn he's gonna play Phyrexian Rager, and I can get around the Unearth. But the Unearth is a guaranteed guy also. And it's a guy that disrupts my mana. I'm also very close to Evankar's Justice. I think I'm going to take the Sign in Blood though. And what I'm going to do is I think take the damage, and then he's going to play Phyrexian Rager, and then I can get away with just bolting the rats. Okay, he's just going to do that now. So he's taken his turn, so I'll just bolt this now. Looks like he wasn't too interested in... Okay, so here I can double 2-drop, and I'm gonna do that. I could have killed his guy there. That might have been a better play. I guess time will tell here. Evankar's Justice wrecks this pretty well. Ooh, and he's getting the Unearth, so yeah, we'll just Justice. Yep. This is a huge turn for me. Killing 3 of his guys. Gotta love it. Then he's gonna hit us with Gurmag Angler. We're gonna Edict it, and should be in great shape from there. I mean, that's huge value. First, this is kind of a 2-for-1 because we kept him from drawing 2 cards, and then this is obviously a 3-for-1, even though he got some cards back. So we know what he's doing. Angler, we're gonna Wilds. Yeah, so he's played everything we knew about. So he's got 3 unknowns, but that's not a big deal. So that 1 duress, you know, not looking too bad here. Okay, there is a slight chance that time could play a factor, so I want to play just a little bit faster if I can manage it. Let's see what's next. Okay, he eats up that Chainer's Edict just incidentally, and he's got another threat. Looks like Gary. Okay. Gary resolves, I take some damage. So here I can either go Prism, Edict. I think I'm going to go Prism because if I find an untapped land I can do all 3. And I did. So not horrible for us. So we're just making value plays left and right. This is going to be heavily draw dependent, and I was just thinking about that card. Sign in Blood puts him up pretty far, and then we need to keep up with that. So it's going to be very much a top deck war. He just found 3 draw spells in a row. Sign in Blood into Rager, into Baron Moor. So I'm actually going to draw instead of firing the Edict. Find 2 lands. Don't love that. So this could potentially be bad for us. Maybe not using the Edict is bad. We'll see. Yeah, this is real bad for us. This is what this deck does. White splash or no. Yeah, this is awful. So we can Edict and save us a little bit of life, but we really are going to need Evankar's Justice to try and get through this. So it's looking very bleak for us at this point. His deck's just working perfectly. That turn, Sign in Blood into Rager, into Baron Moor, was very telling. And then us casting Night's Whisper into 2 lands. And now, as you can see, this is just it's the opposite of what happened last game. The snowball effect is completely in reverse, and it's gonna be. Oh, he's got core skyfishers as well, and he's gonna be replaying the Gray Merchant. So that's gonna be it. We'll salute our opponent and humbly bow out here. So not a great first match for this deck. We got to see a few things working for it and against it, particularly with the dynamics of that matchup in play. So let's keep testing this thing out and see what we find. Thank you guys very much for watching. This is round number 2. Same deck. We're going to keep. We are on the draw. Our opponent has mulliganed to 6 cards. So, and he's a Tron deck. That's probably a terrible matchup for us. These mid-rangey decks just don't seem to be able to do enough to compete with Tron. Though we do have this Curse of the Pierced Heart, which I'll be curious to see how well or poorly that works against the opponent. So I could play the bounce land here, 7, 8. That would make me discard. So I don't think I'm going to do that. Or I could bolt him and then do it, but that also doesn't seem too great. He's going to find his next land with the Expedition map here. Or not. He's deciding, does he want to leave up a counter? So this probably is Tron playing Peregrine Drake combo as well. Alright, so we just kill this. Wait for him to choose his card. We don't want to let him know that we're bolting his guy and what have you. Okay, so Prism 6, 7, 6, 7, I believe. So I think we can play the bounce land. The bounce land doesn't make a huge difference, but I'd rather lose the tempo now than later. So now we're waiting for the opponent. Not sure why, but okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get the white source down. It does reveal that we are playing white, but I think the benefits outweigh the deficit. Alright, he's 2/3 of the way there with his Tron, and it's looking like he's going to condescend our next play, or he could just get the map and set up the Tron. We're looking very weak here. Alright, okay, so there's that. I'm not sure it's really going to matter here. We're going to have 4 mana either way. 7, 8. I guess that's making us discard, so I won't do it. 7 mana, 8 mana, or Ulamog's Crusher, which we can edict away. So that's what we'll do. We'll edict it, bounce the Prophetic Prism, and play another land. I think that's what we want to do. But it's looking real bad. He's got Haunted Fengraf. He has Tron assembled. So we have to just somehow keep him down here. 6, 7, 6, 7. So I guess I will play this. Why not? A lot of this is just about maximizing the amount of mana you can spend. And in the case of this matchup, our opponent can spend a shitload more mana than we can. This is going to be Fangren Marauder. So this looks like a more traditional Pauper Tron list that we're used to seeing. I'm actually would be more surprised now to see a Peregrine Drake out of him. So I'm going to attack and go for Gurmag Angler, which I'm hoping doesn't get countered. It's our only way to fend off Fangren Marauder. And of course he can get either of those cards back with his Fengraphs, but you just have to fight them, one for one them, kill their guys, and they can just keep getting them back. That's one huge part of what makes these type of matchups bad, is that these big threats they have are huge problems for us. And typically we can kill them once, twice, 3 times, but the added impact of Haunted Fengraph means we have to try and kill them 6 times over, or twice as much as we normally would, and that becomes a huge problem. Also, just the mana advantage is ridiculous. He gets to cast a 5-mana Muldrifter off of 3 lands, and as you can see, we only have 4 lands in play. Did I miss my land drop? I don't think so. I think I used 5 mana and played this. Anyway, I mean, all the stuff he's doing is going over the top of us, if that makes sense. So, yeah, we just have to continue to create a board presence. Is it worth it to play Talisman? Not really. I think we are attacking in the air, casting Prism, bouncing the Prism. So if I'm going to cast a Prism, I might as well do it first to see what I'm drawing. So maybe I find yeah, that's okay. You know what? I think I'm okay with that. This makes his Fengraph a little worse because it doesn't... Well, I guess Oracle already did that for us. So now I'm going to offer the trade. Or am I? He's gaining a guaranteed 5. No, I don't think I am. I think we want to leave that back on defense. And then the ultimate trump in all of this is the fact that he can just eventually get enough mana to cast a lethal Rolling Thunder. And that negates anything we've done all game long. So there's a whole host of reasons that these matchups are very tough for mid-range decks. But it all starts with mana. The mana superiority is very apparent here. Look at this. He's going to kill my whole board here. Or maybe he's just going to Peregrine Drake combo me. I'm leaning more on the side of killing my board, yeah, with Rolling Thunder. My whole board goes away off of 3, 7, 8 lands. And I have 5 lands in play, but look at the difference. What I can do with 5 lands is all well and good. It's all cool. Little cantrips and stuff, but he just one-sided wrathed me, which is really rough. So now I'm just going to edict this and sit in my corner while he just does a billion things on his turn as well. He's going to go back. I think he probably played this tower by now. Get his creatures back, draw more cards. One saving grace is he never popped the Chromatic Star to gain some life, but he got the Fangren Marauder back, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, this is just a nightmare. This is very bad for us. This matchup in general, this situation, everything is bad here. He's got 2 now. So, Duress not doing a ton. I think I want to play this out first because we're going to end up blocking something and bolting it, basically. There's a Tarfire, which doesn't matter. So I think we will Prism here and Duress and leave up the Bolt. It's essentially the best we can do. Looks like we're going to steal the Sphere from him, which is okay. Not great by any stretch. So his other card's Mountain. And we get to block and bolt, but again, he's still got that Fengraph there. We're doing okay, but at any point, just drawing the right things. Rolling Thunder. He's got the Deep Analysis in the graveyard. He's got Mole Drifters. It's just, we're really getting pummeled. There's no doubt about it. And this is always the downside of ever building a mid-range, lower to the ground type of control deck that doesn't have permission, basically it doesn't have blue, is your Tron matchups tend to be very, very, very poor. Very, to the point that you have a very slim chance of ever beating them in a match. Now, circumstances can dictate alternate outcomes, but right now we're just kind of drowning. So we at least get to kill one. Maybe. Don't know if he's playing Condescend or not. Wow. Or Flicker, maybe. Oh, okay. He's just going to gain some life, I guess. See an extra card. Okay. Well, that's at least something. And we do have Tarfire here. So if I can find another... Yeah, I'll just get a Swamp. If I can find another Edict effect, and I did. Yeah, so this looks good. I can kind of just do everything. So we can do this. Cast Tarfire. Oops, that is not red. Cast Chainer's Edict. Still, anytime he draws Rolling Thunder, we basically lose on the spot, so there's nothing to really be too proud of here. This is a small victory. This is winning the battle while simultaneously losing the war. Guess he's bolting me now, so guess he already has the Rolling Thunder, and we'll be going to sideboarding in short order. So you can see there's just a monumental number of reasons that this matchup is quite poor for us. I'm really not sure what we're going to do after board to try and make it better. But let's take a look. I think Spellbomb will be an interesting one. He never did use that Deep Analysis. He had multiple opportunities to do that. I think he just forgot about it. Didn't even need it. More black removal that's going to take out these bigger creatures would also be pretty good. And I think Curse of the Pierced Heart is just an alternate avenue to beat him. I don't think Evankar's Justice does anything for us. This is another threat we could incorporate. Tarfire's not too exciting. Neither really is Flame Slash or Lightning Bolt. Duress, maybe. For now, let's just cut it. I think Pyroblast we want to counter his card drawing creatures. I think Spellbomb we want. I think Curse we do want. Just as something that's a little bit fast that puts him on a clock. Doom Blades. This is just another threat that also kills some of his fixing, so I think it's worth trying out. Leaves us with one other option, one other card, and I think it'll just be the Duress there. Yeah, let's try this out. This is as threat dense as we can get without playing direct damage burn spells, while at the same time giving us some alternate angles of attack and some disruption and interaction. Yeah, let's try this out. This doesn't seem too bad, but again, I just don't think it probably doesn't do enough to overcome the matchup. The deficit in our respective game plans, the deficiencies that we have, and we're going to have to mulligan this. We don't want a one-lander on the play. So let's mulligan. And this is another one-lander on the play. Can't do a ton with this. I'm not sure I want to go to 5, though. We do get the Scry. This is really reactive for a good portion of the time. It also doesn't have any proactive threats, so I think I'll mulligan once more, and we'll hold on to this. And I don't really want that. It is a threat, but It's not coming down to turn 3. I guess we'll keep it. We could potentially draw something that we want to bounce. So I'm going to check and see what he got. Actually, no, I couldn't have played this turn 1 because then I would have shuffled away the Skyfisher. So there would be no turn 2 Skyfisher either way we look at it. So what did he do? He put it on top. That resolves. Get a white source. Now the hope is that I don't have to do what I'm about to do. Do I leave up Pyroblast? I think so. I think we want to counter a Mole Drifter if he has Tron, or potentially also a Seagate Oracle. So we do show him that we have a mountain, but we get to leave up Pyroblast, which is not even going to come into play this turn. It's not going to be a factor at all. Yeah. Oh, just burn it? Sure. Okay, so this time I am just going to tap out, even though it's getting close to casting a blue spell. We want to try and get up to Pilferers. This is looking horrible. I mean, the mulligan, the lack of card draw here. He's running on most cylinders, not all. He's about to get Tron, so yeah, this looks real bad. It's just gonna get it now. Not sure why, just sparing some time, I guess. And we'll leave up Doomblade / Pyroblast, which actually not too bad for us. Yeah, this is terrible. Okay. Boom. Yeah, he did that in the wrong order. Assuming he doesn't have a yeah, he did that in the wrong order. Assuming he doesn't have a counter, he needed to play this first, then play the Marauder, so I can never respond to the trigger. But whatever. So I could play Curse here. I think I want to just Curse is not terrible here, because I also get to counter a Mole Drifter. Alright, let's see how this goes. And it's much more likely that he can kill Warren Pilferers than it is that he can kill Curse. So let's see what happens. I think this is going to kind of goad him into trying to cast his Mole Drifter, and then we can counter it, and we're still not in great shape, but it's possibly one of the better things we could do. Or he could just... No, now he's switching over to blue. Yep. So, looks like we're going to get this. And I will also counter a Seagate Oracle. No, he's going back to green. Sure. So this is a tremendous amount of velocity. He's seen something like 3 or 4 additional cards this turn. And nothing. Well, that's pretty insane. So I guess we're going to roll the dice here. I mean, it's pretty typical. I think he's going to just end up drawing Mole Drifter when the one time we leave shields down, but what are you going to do? Even that's not the end of the world. It's just, I don't think we can afford to sit back and wait on what he's doing. Of course, he does draw the Mole Drifter like I predicted. Nope, 6 mana, so this ends up being a better play. Though, I don't know, it looks like he's definitely... Come on, mouse, what the hell's... Sorry, my computer just like spazzed out for a second. So 2 Pyroblasts are better than 1, but we're still not going to do that. So I could just double block. The problem here is that any artifacts he draws just negate a bunch of the progress that the curse is making. I could double block. Lightning Bolt really blows that out. Okay, he's just going to bolt now. Alright, That's fine. Alright. Get to counter something. But I have a sneaking suspicion that he's got Rolling Thunder in hand. Didn't even attack. That's kind of strange. I'm not going to lie. That is kind of strange. And we're gaining 2 life a turn, which I like. I guess, I have a suspicion that it's Rolling Thunder, so let's just do it. It's an island. So that's good and bad for us. I think I do want to leave up that Pyroblast, though. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't think we're going to end up drawing a 7 drop. It's kind of strange. I guess he's not attacking because he's not really winning that race. Alright, we get to counter another guy. So his last card's Island. That duress ended up being pretty awful, but weren't really doing much else. Oh, let's draw first though. Let's draw first. Don't make that mistake. So this actually might end up in our favor. He needs to whiff a bunch from here on out. Curse number 2 is a great draw, but this is not a bad draw either. Yeah, I think we just want to kill it first. Ooh, this is getting good. We might actually steal this. He needs to have horrible draws for the next good while. And dealing with Curse of the Pierced Heart is going to probably be an issue for him as well, now that the Marauder's gone. We can chain these Pilferers as much as we want. We can also bounce them with Core Skyfisher, so there's a lot of great stuff we can be doing here. Okay, Stirrings. Doesn't find him that much that's awesome. Maybe a Cantrip. Okay, that finds him Fengraf, so that's pretty good. That's probably the best thing he could have hoped for. So let's see what he gets. I mean, we have the Chainer's Edict for anything. Vanguard Marauder. Yeah, we got the Edict. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can't cast anything else, but I'm content with that. Yeah, we got to kill it right away. We're making good progress here. We got to basically fade Rolling Thunder for our team, but we're in good shape. I'm not gonna lie. We're actually in a decent spot now. Another Stirrings, yep. Okay, that's perfect for us. He really just needs to brick one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can bounce an untapped land, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is Knight's Whisper, Phyrexian Rager. I can't give this haste, so I think the first thing to do is probably draw and make a guy, which is 3 mana. I have 4 remaining. 2 Skyfishers, yeah, I'll take it. Granted, Rolling Thunder sweeps everything, so maybe I should hold back. What do I bounce with the... So now I think we draw 2 cards. I don't think I want to play both Skyfishers out. I think I want to... Yeah, I guess we just bounce the Prophetic Prism. Because his out to that is Rolling Thunder. So we want to have as few guys die to Rolling Thunder as possible, while still having, a decent amount of threats here. So I think we just bounce Prophetic Prism, as I may have noted already. He's at 4. It's a moment of truth for him. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. Alright. So I think we got him here. Because this just kills him. Yep. Alright, so we got 1 game off of Tron, and off of a mulligan to 5. He did mulligan to 6 as well. And kind of worked out for us. This put in some amount of work. 12 turns. We probably got it around turn 4 or 5. Maybe turn 6. So it did something around somewhere between 6 and 8 damage. Maybe that's good. I don't know. The duress was pretty weak. Again, we only have one of them though, so it's not too detrimental to us. Yeah, let's just run it a second time and probably get crushed this time. So this is the third one lander in a row, is it not? It does have two anglers, which I like, but there's too much on the line here. I mean, it does have early pressure. And the thing is, I have to fetch a land this time, which thins the land out on my deck, leaves me with 20. I think I'm actually going to mulligan. It's similar to... Oh, come on, guys. Come on now. That was similar to the hand we kept before, but I think that hand we kept had more going for it. Now we, I mean, obviously have to mulligan. And this we can keep. I don't think I want a second prism. I probably just want whatever that prism would have drawn us, the card underneath. So we'll go here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love this, but none of our hands are that exciting against Tron. So maybe a hand with 2 or 3 good lands, all of our colors, an early pressure, Mog War Marshal, Curse, that kind of thing would be something we're interested in, but need to start here. Yeah, I mean, he's already cast 3 spells, 4 spells. We've cast 1. So, as you can see, pretty crap for us. So I guess it's Skyfish or Carnarium. I think that's better than playing the Barons. It gives us access to 4 mana guaranteed, which I don't know if that's important or not. It's hard to say. Yeah, he's just outperforming us completely. Again, 4 spells to 2 at this point. And all the mana in the world, so. Yeah, really tough. Really, really tough here. We can go Matron next turn. I guess we're going to have to Chainer's Edict. So I think I go Talisman Edict instead of Prism. Well, now I think I just have to Edict and... Well... I think we kind of set ourselves behind if we don't make a second play. So I think it will be Talisman. He is going to gain 5 life, but maybe we can do what we did last time. I don't know. It's a big maybe. The one thing that's bad here is if I don't play Prism, I can't keep up both of these. We're not going to cast Pyroblast for a while, from the looks of things. It does depend on our draws, but it's looking a little awkward here. We may just have to go Matron, Warren Weirding, Scoured Barons next. We'll see. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know what I can do. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Stirrings. As you can see, it just... In a game like this where he needs spells, it bottoms all his spells and just finds him more of what he doesn't need, which is a land. Okay, so now we Matron. I think we get a Pilferers. Well, let's draw first. Why not? No harm in drawing a card. Ingot Chewer. Not what I'm looking for. So we could get War Marshal, but I think getting Pilferers to get back a flyer is just going to be higher impact at this point. Don't think we've shown him either of these lands, so I don't think that plays a factor. Here's the Muldrifter that we can't counter. I wouldn't have been able to counter it anyway, because I needed to play the Prism in order to get a second red source. So I think I made the right play. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I can leave up Pyroblast, but it's a little late now. He's just gonna kill this. So I'll go with the Stone Rain. The hell? Why did he bring in? Oh, because I played 2 Karus in my deck. He brought in Stone Rain. Weird. Oh well. Well, I have to tap out again. And so I shall. Ingot Chewer's not doing a ton. Ooh, what? Oh, okay. I thought he was going to counter it out of nowhere. Yeah, this is not too great for us. It just comes down to everything I have already said, but if you want to simplify it, it's just the fact that the things he's doing are better than the things we're doing. I mean, look at everything he can accomplish in a single turn. All the things he gets done. I made a 3/3. He he did a hell of a lot more. He's seeing extra cards, tutoring from his graveyard, making a 5/5, gaining life, thinning his deck out of certain lands. That was last turn, admittedly, but still, you get the idea. He's just doing more, and he's doing better. Well, okay, so I guess I can kill his board, which is something. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, this is not over, but you always got to just factor in the I think I'm going to bounce Goblin Matron. It's not presenting that much of a clock, and if we can get Pilferer's Chain going, that's at least something. We're upgrading the board because of the size of Core Skyfisher, so I think I will bounce the Goblin Matron. So at least on board we're looking good. I mean, there's always the looming threat of Rolling Thunder just taking everything away from us. And Muldrifter, of course. Can't forget about him. Yeah, lots of mana. Lots of stuff to do. We have 3, 6 mana in play. Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. Another Marauder. Okay, his board is looking jacked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My best use of 7 mana this turn is probably to get a big enough guy down. I guess I could Matron. That's not that great. I mean, it's not terrible. I could Matron for Pilferers. I don't think that does anything. Well, sets up my next turn, which is Pilferers probably for Skyfisher, which is not all that exciting, but I can do. It lets me do 2 things in that turn. Ingot Chewer doesn't do a ton for me. In fact, it gains him life, so I'm a little against that. I think I'll just double Matron if I somehow can. Looks like we're disconnecting here. I don't like that. Uh-oh, something's working. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Something was frozen for a sec, and still is. I clicked yes, so I'm a little hesitant to click again because I might F something up. See? See what I mean? So yeah, we'll Matron a second time. Oh, the connection is really bad. Maybe I should close all this stuff on the internet. That might be a good idea. Probably should have thought of that hours ago. Okay. Make sure all this is closed. Yes. That actually seems to have helped. So, hey, guess what? I'm smart. No, we'll just hold back. And pray that our board doesn't get wiped. Because that would be awful. Yeah, he's just counting mana. That's my assumption. Maybe not. That's typically the first thing that needs to be done when you take your turn when you're on your main phase for a Tron, is count your mana. What's the most messed up thing I could do this turn that uses my mana to the best of its ability? Okay. So he's got a mixed bag of prophetic prisms. Can't say I like that decision. I think you should just go with all of one or the other. And this is Ulamog's Crusher. Oh, no it's not. No it's not. I think he played his land already. Ugh. Well, I'll gang block a Marauder if I have to. Yeah, send those in. It's fine with me. Okay, or not. Well, Spellbomb not too bad here. If I do it now... Well, he only has one in play, so I don't think I do it now. I think... And there's nothing to get with Pilferers. So I think we just chew and gain him 10 life. So maybe Chewer is not the best in this matchup because of its horrible synergy with Fangren Marauder. Yeah, so we'll just leave the Spellbomb, wait for him to respond with Fengraf, and go from there. Now, if we hold this back long enough, we have an infinite Pilferer's chain. We also have this, but judging by his board, that's not going to do a whole lot. And again, Rolling Thunder at any point in time is just the end. Yeah. That is just the end. Oh well. So that's 17 if he taps this. Doesn't look like he's going to. So that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. 5 to me. I go to 23, and he attacks me for 10, 14, 15, so I go to, I think, 7. That is disgusting. So that's going to be game over, undoubtedly. I am going to have to pop the Spell Bomb to try and find something, so let's just go ahead and do that now. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't think anything we do is going to matter, but I'm pretty sure we have to do this as well. Chainer's Edict and Doomblade, so I don't think we're actually dead here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kill a guy, Chainer's Edict. We still take 9 and we're at 9. Pilferers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Core Skyfisher. And we just chump and go to 3. And then what can we draw that makes a difference? Maybe a second Doomblade. Okay. Yeah, second Doomblade. Maybe that's something. Yeah, so I gotta get Skyfisher here. We're probably still gonna lose. He probably has just removal spells for us, but just giving it a shot here. I could bounce a life gain land, which would put me to 10. That way, if he has Bolt, I only go to 4. Or sorry, I only go to 5. Now, if he has Bolt, he puts it on a guy. I take 5, 6, 8, 10 anyway. So, probably bouncing Prism. And we're probably losing. Yeah, Bolt is just the end. So, yeah, this is basically the expected result. We did manage to pull out game 2, but doing what we did in game 2 2 out of 3 times is just not very likely. Alright, so this deck is not performing too well. If you will remember our first round, I think what we're playing is actually just a worse version of that kind of a deck. So we're going to do one more and maybe pull out some level of success. Thank you guys for watching. Welcome to round number 3. So we're on the play, and I think we'll keep this hand. It's a little weak, but hopefully turn 1 duress hits. That's my primary concern here. Looks like it is going to hit, and it looks like mono white, so Barons, well, not mono white, something black. Inspector, Augur. So I guess we'll hit Journey just because it's a cheaper removal spell of the two. 2 planes, Baron. This gains him 3 life. Okay. Augur Ilvec is a 1/3 that you can sack on your upkeep to gain, I think, 3 life or maybe 4. So there's the Thraben Inspector. I think we're probably just killing him. We don't have much else to do. We want to stop his early pressure and whatever else he's got going on. So he probably casts Augur next. So the planes are gone. He found another Inspector. Inspector's gone. So he's got Barons, Augur, and Unmake. And 1 unknown, obviously. So we just keep passing the turn here. He's got some pressure now. The black could be for a number of things. There's a card. It's an instant colorless black-white. And it deals... It's 4 life, sorry. It deals... It basically drains for how many, I think, harsh sustenance, for how many attacking creatures you have or creatures you have. Could be playing that. He could be playing... Could be some type of Soul Sisters deck that also has something in black. He's got a main deck Nihil Spellbomb, which works great against this stuff. It's unfortunate for us. So his last card's Unmake, which he's unfortunately going to use on our guy. And there's nothing we can do about it. Except make him use it. So in a way, this is not so bad. That he has Spellbomb, because he's going to exile the first one, and we probably have to play the second one anyway. Castigate, so... Wow. So maybe that's what he's playing. So that's real bad, except he doesn't get to use Unmake now, we just trade. Okay. Well, I'll trade. Oh, I can't block because it has Shadow. Oh. Well, that's... bad news. So there's almost no use in leaving this guy back. We do have Warren Weirding. So we're attacking no matter what. We can go Matron for War Marshal, or we can go Matron for Tarfire, or we can go Matron for Warren Weirding. And I think we want to go Matron for Warren Weirding. So I'm going to do that. Because I want to get rid of that Augur, and we'll just hope that we find another removal spell for the Thraben Inspector first. We are taking damage, but Talisman's helping us out a bit. He has the unmake, so I guess technically he could send that in too. I should have probably factored that in, but I did not. He's gonna unmake this. I mean, he's just doing it now. What? We just got hit with Shinobi, guys. Oh my lord. So we know his hand. That doesn't necessarily mean anything though. So I guess we'll fire this off. We know he has unmake, but I'm not interested in double blocking, so we'll just leave this back to get hit with unmake. This isn't too bad. He has to play Augur if he doesn't want to eat the Edict. So he's just gonna eat the Edict. Okay. Alright, so we're looking pretty good. I mean, he's gonna be drawing a bunch of cards off of the clue stones. Clue tokens. They're not clue stones. I always call them clue stones. I don't know why. So do we want to play this Carnarium? I guess. I don't really know. Probably better to hold it actually, but I'll take a little bit of extra life. Looks like we might need it against a 3 damage unblockable guy. He's not using the spell bomb, which he probably should be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he shouldn't be. He didn't use it against the Chainer's Edict, so that seems wrong. And he can't block our guys, so we have a Tarfire for another Shinobi. So I think we're good. I think he should just, well, I guess do this first and then decide. So he's kind of like our deck, except he's only 2 colors. He doesn't know that we're also playing white. Draw a card. Yep. So we actually want it to be Shinobi here, so it basically takes his whole turn away. And we're not racing too well. 3 cards in hand. Well, let's attack first. We might as well play that Plains, just in case. Raven's Crime or something. We're not doing terribly, but I think we're okay. I think we're okay right now. He hasn't done anything, so I'm really hoping a Shinobi comes in. Nope. Still just nope. What is this? 6 mana? What the hell is this? Justice? Ruin Processor. Wow. His deck is so strange. And this is the strangest part of all. What the hell is going on with this thing? So we're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. I guess it kind of makes sense. The inspectors get you to see more cards. This is a defensive, kind of a defensive creature. The Oblivion Ring, huh? So I'm just toast here. Yeah, okay. GG. Wow, this is interesting. So we have to bring in some Doom Blades. Tarfire's not looking too good. Tarfire's not looking too good. Duress is okay. But for now I'm going to say no. Evankar's Justice doesn't look great. The only threats we saw were Inspector, Shinobi. I guess it takes out some of those. Doomblade's okay, doesn't hit Shinobi though. But I think it's probably still good enough. Does Spellbomb hit anything in his deck? Not that we saw. Curse might be a way to do some damage. Leave No Trace hits Oblivion Ring. But is that good enough? We want Bolts and Flame Slashes. We want Edicts and Doomblades for his Ruin Processor, which just goes over the top of us. So I guess just based on Ruin Processor, he's an Exile Ruin Processor deck. That makes a lot more sense. The Castigates, the Unmakes, the Oblivion Rings, everything kind of lends itself to Processor. So He already has a built-in answer to Curse in the form of Oblivion Ring. He can get Chewers another threat, but doesn't. So what did I bring in? Doomblades? Yeah, this is only okay. Maybe I want to go down to one of those. So we could play 2 Duresses. Or we could play Leave No Trace. Just having a 3/3 guy. It doesn't even line up very well. Trades with Shinobi, trades with Bone Splitter dude. Bone Splitter doesn't make a lot of sense in his deck. His deck's controlling. And, I mean, I guess he needs something to pressure the decks that are more controlling than him, but yeah, this is kind of like that MBC Splashing White matchup all over again, except he has stuff higher up on the curve. I think we're kind of the beatdown here, which makes me kind of want to play Curse. It's probably better than Duress here. He can interact with it, but I'm still going to try it out. I think our deck is kind of imbalanced, meaning we haven't found the right mix of components in terms of that lend themselves to our respective game plans. Let's mulligan this no-lander. I don't even know if I'm making any sense here. Yeah, we'll keep this. We'll try, see what turn 2 Curse can do for us. Yeah, it's not getting castigated, so what I mean is we have defensive elements, we have card drawing, we have threats, we have disruption. Yeah, I'm in for another removal spell. He's got a lot of early guys, and he has Bone Splitter, so he has a really weird kind of shifting. See, this with Bone Splitters is more aggressive, but I think I'm gonna start with Curse so it doesn't get castigated. Though we didn't really see Swamp, I think we only saw Duels. I think I'm the beatdown here, even though he has guys. The idea for me is to, well, when you play a Curse, you actually inherently start to become the control. So I'll start here because you just sit on your Curse and try and let it do the rest. But we'll see how that goes. And then the types of card drawers we have, obviously our best one is Night's Whisper, and we want to see that as much as possible. But how well does it line up with the rest of our deck? Are we drawing into other things that are good enough? I'm not sure. Do we need more card drawers, and if so, what type? At what spot in our curve do we need them? How many cards do we need to be seeing with them? So, do we need to mitigate the life loss in the deck that comes via Phyrexian Rager and Night's Whisper? These are kind of things that I'm talking about when I say I feel like our current list is a bit imbalanced. We're a little heavy on certain elements and light on others, and this also plays into certain stages of the game. So Goblin Matron fills a slot in our curve at turn 3, but what is it setting up for us in the subsequent turns, and how good is that against our expected opposition? These are the kind of questions that I'm trying to answer with okay, so I think we just use our burn here. However, I kind of want to save a Flame Slash or Bolt for Okiba Gang Shinobi, so I'm gonna actually Flame Slash this and then Doomblade the Inspector. He's a ways away from Processor, so I think we can afford to do this. Oh, he's playing Night's Whisper as well. Cool. Okay. So probably just play Pilferers since he's gonna. Oh, I think now maybe we just see an extra card. Okay, that's gonna be good. Okay, so this is good too, though I think he's gonna exile our creature rather than destroy it, so the Pilferers isn't gonna play a role anyway. Okay, unmake. Mind Raker. Oh wow, I have to discard now? That's annoying. So I think we're getting rid of that talisman then. And we're gonna bolt this. Okay, so he's just gonna double. Oh, good. Pilferers is gonna do something. And he spent 2 cards on our 1 card. Alright, that's nice. Yeah, we'll just leave Talisman in hand. This is just far better play. No haste, but that's okay. Certainly fine with me. I think this is the only thing that's been dealing him damage. Another Mindraker. Okay. At least our, what's it called? Graveyard's filling up for a potential angler. Never mind. I just can't talk fast enough to make my what I'm saying be relevant. But this is okay. We're setting up defense on the board and just letting the curse kind of get to him. He's about to cast Ruin Processor, though. And no attacks, though. Yeah, actually, he can come back. No. He can come back with an attack in Shinobi, so even though that does put him on the back foot, yeah, we'll block. He's going to cast Ruin Processor, but I can just get Pilferers back eternally. Never mind. Once again, I just can't say anything fast enough. Well, he's not doing great. I mean, he's doing good. But he should just draw a card before he does anything, though. That's just not correct play. Regardless, just gotta keep things running here. So yeah, I'll attack in the air. At this point, I don't care if he makes me discard with Shinobi. I've got a good board, and I'm winning the race by a lot. However, Ruin Processor could show up, but we can't just assume that he's going to have that. We have to try and win the game, whether he has it or not. Yep, go ahead. Go ahead. At this point, I don't think that even does enough for him, so. Okay, he does gain some life. So Bolt kills. Maybe. That was an interesting play because... Okay, so I attack. I'm going to attack regardless. And maybe find a Bolt. Nope. I don't really see a point in playing this. I guess it doesn't matter either way. Maybe it's worth something. Okay, it's gaining some life and actually stabilizing the board here. He's gonna make me discard this. Yep. Okay, he's still time ticking away, so to speak. Okay, he's no cards. No attack either. Alright. Well, it's kind of looking like time's on my side, but we'll see. Ruin Processor changes everything, so. I think he just drew a card. Yep, he's got some life gain built in, so our curse plan's not very effective. Not very effective at all. Ooh. I'm not planning on blocking anyway, but no attack. Okay. Let's keep passing. Pretty flooded. Yeah, he took away some of our weapons here. These would have been much more useful had he not been able to disrupt the graveyards. That would have been okay, but not amazing. Just okay. So I'm willing... Oh, I should have blocked this. I wasn't... Wow, I was too distracted looking at the graveyard and stuff. I should have blocked that thing. That was stupid. Oh well. Yeah, that was bad. We're still just a bolt away from killing him, but... Yeah, that was stupid. No, we're not. We are no longer a bolt away from killing him. So... Guess I'm just drawing a card here. Nothing else too exciting we can do. He's going to gain 2 life off of that Rift Watcher. And yeah, we can do that. Why not? I should have blocked the Shinobi. That was very bad. Very bad. Yeah, that was weak. It was super weak. Okay, pay attention. Okay, I will take 3. It's looking like Ruined Processor. I don't know why he wouldn't have equipped something, so I'm still just going to take the 3. Yeah, that was weird. Going to 6, so we're going to have to start blocking. Oh, and he's dead. So just attack in the air, and we'll bolt him on his upkeep. Oh shoot, I could have done it. Could have done it on my turn and just ended the game that much earlier, but... Okay, so we stole that game. Curse did most of the heavy lifting, actually. So I guess Ingot Chewer's not too bad. Stops a Bone Splitter. We can play 1 if something's terrible in our deck. Not seeing a lot that's that terrible. Maybe Pristine Talisman. Tarfire's not too bad anymore either. He says Auramancer, Shinobi. It's not too bad either. 3/3s seem to line up better with his creature base. His deck's very weird. So now he probably brings in removal. I'm just going to cut those. Even though it won the game for us, I'm still cutting it. I think we're going to... I mean, O-Ring gets everything anyway, but on the draw, I think we're going to need more interaction. And then, yeah, it's important to stop that Bone Splitter. That Bone Splitter makes a lot of things kind of tilt in his favor in terms of the board position. His attackers can trade rather than get dominated, so... One lander on the draw and we can kill 2 guys. It's really close, but I think we're going to keep it. A, we can do a bunch of stuff, and B, all we need is 1 land to be able to do everything else. So, we may miss, whoa. Oh, okay. Wasn't sure what was going on there. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. And right on time, so... Yeah, I'll play War Marshal first. We are going to sacrifice it, but that's okay. So this adds a bit of a dimension, but this is real bad for us. We just didn't see that before. Yeah, I'd rather see an extra card than get in for 1 damage here. So I'd really like to hit my land drop, but it's looking like next turn if I miss, it's Skyfisher, kill his guy, but we'll see. kill one of his guys. We don't know what's up next. This is gonna be rough. Okay. But if I hit a land, it becomes a little unclear. Alright, I didn't hit a land, so... Boom. Boom. Yeah, I guess I'll just use Flame Slash for now. We just have to grind through all this stuff. It's not going to be fun, but if I can get to Angler and he doesn't have the removal spell at the right time, maybe we're okay, but it's very hard to say. Maybe we can get a board position faster than he can deal with it, and that'll be how we do this, how we make this work. He's playing Skyfishers too. He's playing a lot of weird stuff, but I guess so are we. I can't really critique him, you know. Just got to keep removing. Yeah, so I guess we're just leaving up Doomblade at this point. So I'll play my land in case he has some weird cloud shift effect. He does not. Okay, this is not looking horrible. He does have both Rift Watchers back in hand. So just kill him as they come out, I guess. Okay. So he has another Rift Watcher in hand. We're just going to bolt this. And then we do get Angler down. That's going to be sweet. So if I find a land, I can leave War Marshal in the graveyard. So that's what we'll do. This might be good. The tempo is seriously on our side. We may actually get a match win today. Boom. Whoa, he almost skipped his turn. 4, Mindraker. Nope. Just tapped an extra mana. Not sure why. Augur. Okay. Ingot Chewer does nothing. Tarfire does nothing. So, yeah, I think we just smash his board. I probably should have targeted Augur in case he has Undying Evil. That was probably a mistake. Right, this is a fairly big hit, though. 9. Cuts his life total into thirds. Yeah, maybe we can get something going here. That's about all we've got, though. So if he comes up with something big, it's going to be sad. You know, Ruin Processor, maybe. I don't know. So I guess Tarfire is going. Core Skyfisher. Bouncing Mortuary Mire. Probably getting back Core Skyfisher. Yeah, this sucks. And if I play Ingot Chewer, so I could trade Angler for either of these guys, but I think we're just frozen now until we get Ingot Chewer down, which sucks. It's gonna blow up our own Prism. Maybe he'll play an artifact. I don't really see a reason to cast the or to sack the Angler into this, even though he's gonna start winning the game. But maybe we can draw something that looks good for us, that works. So he's got Skyfisher in hand. He can just keep getting guys back. He's gonna start dominating the air. Oh, he's gonna Mindraker me. Okay. Well, that works too. That works too. No attacks for you, and no attacks for me, really. I mean, we're only trading it for one guy, which is the part I don't like, so no attacks for me. Haven't really done anything this game. I mean, we've done some stuff, but now we're kind of out. I would love to see a Night's Whisper. I'm always hoping to draw those, it seems, and I play 4, so just looking for those at some point, hopefully. That Font of Return's gonna F us up, let me tell you. Nope. Yeah, I've been noticing a bit of flood from this deck, so I need to consider how to try and mitigate that. I really don't love the idea of playing 21 lands, because I think that tends to, yeah, that's going to be real bad for us. That tends to mess up early game. You can get stuck on 2 lands pretty easily, but maybe I can shift some things around to keep that from happening. Alright, Sanctifiers. He can attack in the air if he wants. It's up to him. This thing's unblockable. Yep. Okay, so let's roll the dice here. It's not really rolling the dice. It's just, ooh. Okay, so I think we wanted to play that. Is it time to trade off anything? He's got 2 Rift Watchers in hand, so I can trade this for Mindraker. I think I'll wait till I can attack with both, though. I think that's just a little bit better of a prospect. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to leave all the creatures in there. Hopefully he's got some random enchantment removal sitting around. So it looks like he wants to make some trades now. Oh, dang it. Never mind. Man, he has so many weird, disparate synergies that they keep working against me. I mean, discard's never been weird or necessarily bad. That's definitely working. And he just hits a lot of Night's Whispers too. And hits my graveyard. And I draw too many lands. So I probably shouldn't have played that right away. I mean, the X3 factor is just so annoying. So I could trade off my Anglers for all his Flyers. But he has more coming. I think I'm just going to wait. I shouldn't have played that land right away, because that just gives away the information before I attack. Yeah, I can't think of what I can draw that'll make this any better for me. Ooh, what the hell is this? I have no idea what's going on here. It can't be Zealous Persecution. It could be something else, but I think we block like this. I'm not sure. I guess he has another Font of Return or something. So he just wants to get his guys back. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Dead weight. Well, okay. Multiple dead weights just to screw me up even more. Wow, and I still can't attack because of this Aven Rift Watcher. Well, actually I can, because this only does 4 to me now. And Evankar's Justice screws up my board worse than it screws up his. What do you know? Yeah, we're pretty effed. He's going to hit me for 7 next turn. This maybe is not even a good attack. We're just kind of hoping he blocks, actually. This is not a good attack, because now he can send this back my way. Yeah, that was wrong. Doesn't matter, I don't think we're winning anyway. I mean, dropping me down to single digits, low single digits at that, is going to be real crap for me. I think I actually even have to chump block this. Not that it really matters. I just made a bad attack. I'm at 3. Yeah, there's really nothing. Okay, 0-3 for this deck. I don't think you're gonna see. Yeah, okay. I don't think you're gonna see me playing this again anytime soon. Well, it does need work. I had a version of this deck that I wrote about and played on blackborder.com, and it was much better. But this version is just not even close to being where it needs to be. And we'll just call it a night there. All right, guys. That's it for this deck and for this installment. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions on that deck, anything you might have noticed that I didn't bring up during the gameplay, I apologize if anything was unclear or if I was doing something too fast that you didn't catch. But we're coming up on the 100th installment of Dime a Dozen. that'll be up next time. I'm hoping to do something special for that, something a little off the beaten path. So if you guys have suggestions or any requests for what you'd like to see, feel free to let me know. I'd definitely love to hear that. So yeah, looking forward to talking to you guys in the comments section. And I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in to this installment of... That's right, Dime a Dozen.